The movie starts with a boss lady from a big company. She sends out special giant pigs to different countries to see which place is best for raising them. After 10 years, there will be a contest for the healthiest and biggest pig, and the winner gets a prize. Next scene we see after 10 years have passed. A girl called Mija is playing with a giant pig in the mountains of South Korea. Name of that giant pig is Okja. They play together in the forest and sleep outside sometimes. Once, Mija almost falls off a mountain, but Okja saves her with a rope. They are very close friends. One night, Mija's uncle visits their home and checks the health and growth of Okja. Mija's uncle works for the same company which sent these giant pigs in different parts of the world to find which area will suit most to raise pigs and use them for food purpose. The doctor who had come with Mija's uncle is amazed by how big and healthy Okja is. The doctor says he's never seen a pig like this before. Mija's grandpa explains how Okja grew so healthy. They let it roam free in the mountains. But with a sad face, he tells Mija that Okja has to go away. Even though Mija thought they bought Okja, her grandpa says they never really owned it. Mija is super bummed to hear this, especially since Okja is being taken all the way to America by a big company. Angry and determined to save her best friend, Mija grabs her special gold pig necklace and some money. She ignores what her grandpa says about Okja being food someday and races after the truck carrying Okja. She even breaks into the company's office to find her friend. When she gets to where the trucks are parked, Okja is already gone. But Mija won't give up. She keeps running, determined to bring Okja back home. Mija kept calling out for Okja, who could hear her too. Suddenly, another truck appears with two masked people who aren't robbers. They politely ask the Okja truck driver to stop as they have an important job. Confused, the driver and Okja's uncle watch as the masked man stop their truck in a tunnel. Mija, who had been chasing them, sees her chance. She yells for Okja, who breaks free and runs towards her. Okja scoops Mija up and they race out of the tunnel, leading the masked man in a chase through an underground mall. Exhausted, Mija and Okja are caught by the masked man. But these aren't bad guys. They introduce themselves as the ALF, the Animal Liberation Front. They love animals and rescue them from danger, which is why they saved Okja. The leader explains that Okja will be taken to a lab where they'll be experimented on before the competition. He reveals there are many other animals like Okja in that lab. Since getting in is hard, they need to put a device in Okja's ear to record the experiments. They will then show the world how cruelly Okja is treated. The ALF group had a rule. If Mija refused, Okja wouldn't go to the lab. Mija just wanted to go home with Okja, but the ALF lied and said she agreed to the experiments. They put a device on Okja's ear to record everything. Then they disappeared, leaving Mija and Okja alone. The police got involved, and the company looked bad for separating a girl from her friend. To fix their image, the company CEO decided to let Mija see Okja again at a competition. Mija's uncle, who worked for the company, took her to New York for it. Media was everywhere taking pictures. Meanwhile, Okja was sent to a lab with other animals. The doctors were amazed by Okja's size and health. Back at the lab, the ALF group started recording what was happening. They saw the doctors breeding Okja and realized Mija wasn't prepared for this. One member spoke up, but the leader got mad and fired him for going against the company. Shockingly, the doctors cooked some of Okja's meat for everyone to try. They were surprised by how healthy and delicious it tasted. Mija was getting ready for a big event, but someone secretly working for the good guys assured her they had a plan to expose the company's cruelty using recordings from the lab. Outside, the company held a big show, reuniting Mija with Okja. But Okja, confused by the company's tricks, didn't recognize Mija. People got angry at the doctor who did the experiments, and things got chaotic. The leader of the animal rescuers tried to protect Mija from the scared Okja, but Mija wouldn't let him hurt her friend. Seeing this mess, the CEO gave up and handed the company to her tough twin sister, Nancy. Nancy called the army to catch the rescuers. They were almost caught, But the guy who lied about Mija's permission showed up in a car and saved them. The new boss, Nancy, shuts down the lab and ordered all the super pigs, including Okja, to be slaughtered for food. Mija snuck into the slaughterhouse with the rescuer leader to save Okja. They found Okja just in time and Mija showed a picture of them together, hoping to change their minds. Mija begged the worker to stop, but the new boss, Nancy, arrived with guards. They grabbed the rescuers. Mija pleaded with Nancy to let them go, but Nancy coldly said Okja was her property now. It was just business. The meat was valuable and the pigs were just money. The rescuer leader also begged for mercy, but Nancy ordered Okja's death. In a desperate attempt, Mija offered Nancy the gold pig her grandfather gave her. Nancy was surprised by the gift and, in a change of heart, ordered her guards to take Mija and Okja safely back to their car. As they left, two other pigs nudged their baby pig towards Okja. Their eyes seemed to plead, "Save our child. We'll be killed, but please keep our baby safe." Okja understood and gently hid the piglet in its mouth. Sometime later, Mija was back home in South Korea, living with her grandfather. Okja was safe beside her, and the tiny piglet peeked out from Okja's mouth. After a long fight, Mija had saved her friend and another innocent life. This is the happy ending of the movie.